Good evening, good evening. Welcome back to another episode of The Cave.
Good, y'all.
Yes. I'm the host, the Big Eazy, along with my co-host,
Good, I'm
Birfmark. And tonight we get a little deep, a little heavy.
Shit, we get heavy every week, bro.
We're going to give it... Yeah, it get heavy every week. Remember that one week it got so heavy that shit wouldn't even upload for us. Like, god damn.
That shit was that long. Niggas was going crazy. That shit was like almost 4 hours, bro.
Nigga, that was 3 hours. Yo, son, we was like... It was like 12:20 when niggas was like, yo, we just going to bed, yo.
Yeah. And I didn't even go to sleep that night either. I wound up staying up until at least 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Oh, you wildin'. I went straight to bed. So yeah, that's live. So yeah, we're gonna talk about seasonal depression. I'm trying to put out one more major push, so more folks can be like, "Oh, we here."
Oh yeah, let me do that too on my phone.
You know, niggas talk about, "Oh, yeah, started. Nobody told us nothing." Let me stop talking about the audience.
Oh wow, I need to get up on this shit.
Good winning and shit. I mean, I appreciate everybody who come after on YouTube. But, you know, y'all should be here live, so when we say some shit that y'all want to agree with or disagree with, your voices could be heard. Oh, and that documentary book, whatever we going to try to do, that's just coming along very nicely, bro.
Word. Oh, my bad. I didn't even look at what you sent me,
nah.
but I'm going to look at that shit this weekend. Because I'm chilling this weekend.
That's what's up. Who's in the chat? Nobody. Okay. Oh shit. Autocorrect. I'm telling you, we live right now. That shit wrote down. We love. But yeah, sorry for the dead air. We don't need to have no dead air going on. So yeah, like I said, tonight's episode is about seasonal depression.
All right, so what is the definition of seasonal depression? From your standpoint.
You got me reading shit.
I ain't got you reading. You should have rehearsed this shit already.
Here we go with this rehearsing stuff. Let me see. Share. It was crazy as I was doing research on a future topic, and I'm like, yo, did I even look up seasonal depression? Seasonal depression. Haha. That's alright. Why can't it just say what is? You know? Okay, what is? There we go, got it.
Oh, you Googling it now?
Yeah.
Well, I want tell them what you think.
Yeah,
Well, tell them what it is from your standpoint, and then you give the textbook definition of seasonal depression.
Well, I mean, to me, seasonal depression is, of course, depression that is affected by a certain season. The problem is it, you know, for me, most of the times I've seen seasonal depression, it was during the winter time, but it was caused because a bunch of the holidays or the fact that the time change took place, and a lot of people feel like their energy level had dropped dramatically because it gets darker later now. Mm-hmm. I mean, it gets darker so much earlier now. So, I mean, from my experiences, that's what I've seen seasonal depression go through. You know, that's what I view it as, because that's the only time I really experienced seasonal depression. Mm-hmm. Not saying that seasonal depression cannot be done at different parts of the year. It's just, I'm saying, mostly I've seen it is in the wintertime around the holidays.
Okay.
You know, I don't suffer from winter seasonal depression, but we'll discuss that as we go deeper into the topics. Because, like I said, I had a whole list of questions to ask so we can discuss. Yeah, so I'm like, yeah. But I'm trying to look it up right now.
I got it.
Seasonal depression.
That song, yeah.
Oh, please, if you got it, go for it.
So it's called seasonal affective disorder. Seasonal defective disorder, aka SAD, is a type of depression that comes and goes in a seasonal pattern. SAD is sometimes known as winter depression because the symptoms are usually more apparent and more severe during the winter. A few people with SAD may have symptoms during the summer and feel better during the winter. The symptoms are persistent low mood, a loss of pleasure or interest in normal everyday activities, irritability, feelings of despair, guilt, or worthlessness, feeling lethargic, lacking in energy, and sleeping during the day, sleeping for longer than normal, and finding it hard to get up in the morning, craving carbohydrates, and gaining weight. For some people, these symptoms can be severe and have a significant impact on their day-to-day activities. So that was from, what is this website? NHS. I don't know what the fuck NHS is, but it's let me see what this website is and then I'll tell you what NHS is. I don't know. It's a health website that I just happened to find when I Googled it. They talk about a lot of stuff on here, coronavirus, which is the popular thing or everything. But yeah, that's what they said about seasonal affective disorder, aka SAD. So I don't suffer from depression, but I do get seasonal depression during the holiday season only because of my lack of funds or my lack of money to want to buy everyone that I care about and love everything. So, when you're working a regular 9-to-5 job or whatever you want to call it, you have to work extra hours.
Budget.
When the holiday season is coming up, even like Christmas, or even birthdays, when a major birthday is coming up for a loved one, your kids or whatever, you gotta sacrifice and maybe a certain bill or two or three so that that person that you care about and love can have a smile on their face during the summer, and that smile may be helping out at that point in that moment, but at the end of the day, a person is sitting there stressing out because like, damn, am I gonna be able to get this birthday party rolling? Or for Christmas, the kids want all of these certain toys and gifts. Am I able to get this? But then I know my rent is paid, due, or my car note or whatever it has to be due. So it's like you sit there and you get it for that temporary excitement for the kids, but then at the end of the day, you sitting there stressed out because you're like, fuck, I done spent all this money now. Now how am I gonna pay this? Or how do I maneuver this to do this? So, a lot of people go through that. A lot of people want to do that just for the sake of the happiness of their loved ones. But then at the end of the day, they all messed up in the head because they're not happy because of what the outcome is after making someone else happy.
I fully understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I used to worry about how I'm gonna pay for gifts and everything, but I also realize what people don't understand is I also realize that I have 12 months. I know Christmas is coming. For those of us who celebrate Christmas, I know Christmas is coming 12 months after Christmas. So I start putting away money in January. So, I'm one of the few who's lucky where, it's just me and Hunter. Both our birthdays is in June. So I get a 6-month gap to save some money for his birthday, and then I'll save it again for June. Now, one of the things I do know is, remember when I used to bring the letter C's to Cornerstone? In a $1 bill, there's a letter on it. Outside of saving regular money, I save all the initials. I save all the $1 bills with his initial on it. So I've learned, and I learned this from my parents, that we really can't wait till the last minute. And I know that's what I embody, like, I want to be able to sit there and say, well, Christmas is in 2 weeks. I want to be able to sit there and go out there and say, a month before I could buy everything. I learned that I can't do that. I just learned that I can't do
It's
that.
very. I know I can't do that shit. Just because of the way the way my life is set up and the way my funds is set up, I may set it aside in the beginning, but then something will come up where I gotta fucking use it, and then that's it. Once that shit is done, that shit is done.
Alright.
You know?
True. That's why you gotta have separate ways. Like, I know, sometimes I trick myself. Like, alright, I know I have a certain amount of money going from when I get paid. A certain amount go into my savings. Mm-hmm. But then also have, like, are you familiar with an Acorns account?
I've heard of it.
It's like a digital. It's like, yeah. So what it does a roundup. So if I spend $1.18, the remainder of that dollar, yes, they take the remainder, they round it up to $2, and they'll save that for me. So it's like little things like that where
it's called Capital. I started doing that too, but then again, situations happen, and I wound up taking that money out because I had to fucking use it.
Yeah. So, I mean, all I can sit and say we got to keep trying. Or, I mean, I really think, like, me and you are in the best position because we have young ones we kind of know what they're into. And right now, at their age, this is what they're going to be into in a couple months from now. It just may be a newer version of it, but you're still going to be into it. So I know
and they're not picky.
Hunter might be into...
They're happy with whatever they get.
Exactly. Like, I know with his Nintendo Switch, I was able to sit there and say, hey, I know what he wants, so it's easy for I could go pick it up now, or if I know a game that he might like is coming out later, all right, I'll put it on reserve, so I'll pay $5 a month until it comes out, or $10 a month till it comes out, and then when it first come out, hey, I've already paid it off because I paid for it in advance, $5 or $10 a month. Or I paid it off, like little by little, $5 a check or something like that, to the point where it's like, oh shit, I actually bought this game full price, and I could just put it in the closet.
Yeah.
Like, I know he wanted, I know he likes Super Mario, so
yeah, Taryn does too.
I found Super Mario Uno cards. What happened?
Nah, I said Taryn likes Super Mario too, but she's getting the Switch for this. She's getting the Switch this Christmas.
Oh, okay, yeah, because so I bought him like the Super Mario Uno cards, and he said that he wanted to play. He said he played Monopoly before, so I'm like, okay, now I'm looking at Super Mario Monopoly. Mm-hmm. They was out of stock of the Super Mario Checkers and Tic Tac Toe, but I'm gonna order that after Christmas because these are things I can get little by little. I mean, when they get older and they be like, oh, I just want cash, or they get older and they're like, oh, I want something like real expensive. I understand, but I can put a dent in our pocket, but. Yeah, that feeling of just saying, hey, I want to be able to give to my family, my loved ones, without having to worry about, what I'm going to sacrifice to give to them. And I think that's something that people don't realize from our perspective. This is why we have this podcast. From our perspective, who actually, hey, we want to take care of our children. We're not doing nothing sly on the side. We're just two dudes who's working a regular job. And yes, it's not bummy jobs, but they're not the richest job in the world. But so much is taken from us and we have so much responsibility. Sometimes it's like, hey, we don't have to give it like we want to. Even though on paper it's, it's like we do have it, but we don't. Like,
shit, not on my paper.
So it's like...
My paper don't say I got it. Fuck that. We found out what paper say you got it.
No, your paper says you got it from how much they take from you. You already know. Like, oh, you got it. No, I don't have it. I really don't have it. I don't have it. But I really don't have it. No, don't have it. No. Like, that's all it is. Right? For real. Oh, wait, no, I don't got it. No, I don't got it. I refuse.
Who's in the room with us today?
But yeah, so Yeah. Speak up, whoever's just joined,
Well,
please,
we gonna
because
say was good. Welcome to the
we're
cave.
talking about seasonal depression, and we
Seasonal
want
depression.
everybody how they feeling.
Like my
Like I
life
know a
right
young
now.
lady, she goes
Oh,
through
Dorian
seasonal.
was good, dude. Was good, my dude.
Dorian, what's up, Dorian?
Yeah, what you
Like,
were saying,
yeah,
bro?
go ahead, bro. Yes, I know a young lady right now. She's going through seasonal depression because she doesn't have children, and she made the decision younger not to have them. But now that she's a little older, she's wished that she didn't make that decision
Uh-huh.
because now she's at a point where she can't have them because for
Ooh.
medical reasons or whatever. So she goes through seasonal depression because she never really get to experience the whole put up the Christmas tree with the family and buying the gifts and watching the kids open them up on Christmas
Yeah, I
morning
get it.
and taking them to go see the lights and the trees and all that. And drive her kids around. Like her depression really starts in like October because she don't get really to get the Halloween costume. She don't get to do Thanksgiving. So she gets seasonal depression like once school starts. And it don't really end up until the weather start getting better because then she can go out and go and just do stuff for her.
Mm-hmm.
But she expressed but while it's really cold, it's like I have nothing to do but sit home and watch everybody else enjoy their family, and I'm like, I'm childless, and I mean, unfortunately, right now she's single, but she's like, I'm childless. But even though she's in a relationship, she's like, she's not experiencing all those parents that be like, oh, I gotta go buy my kid this, I gotta go buy my kid that, and she's like, so like to the point, it's like, so she gets seasonal depression every year around this time for that reason alone, and it's just like I don't know how to, help somebody. Like I can't. Well, I'm not a therapist, so I can't help nobody through it, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like you feel bad when you hear people go through it. You be like, damn, I really want to help this person.
No, that's true though. I mean, that's what's crazy. You know, I don't know how that feels. I don't know what I would do in that situation. So, that's crazy. You know, I know for myself, I go through it every couple of months. Honestly, you know, just because like I said, I'm the type of person where I want to make my loved ones happy, and then since I have so many things going on and so many, not so many people, but mainly kids that I want to please and people that I want to give to, it's like it's hard because for me, for instance, at the beginning of the year, my lady, her son's birthday is at the beginning of the year. Then my daughter is the next month. Then my mother is the next month. Then my lady's daughter is the next month. Then I got a break. Then maybe a couple of months later is my birthday, which I don't usually do anything for my birthday because it's the summertime and that's when you spend most of the time with the kids and do shit. Then after the summer, after my birthday, then what? Then the holidays come, so it's like year round. It's like like what the fuck am I doing? I want to save and trying to make a better life, but then I gotta spend because I gotta make people happy. Well, I don't have to make people happy, but I want
You don't
certain,
have to make people
I
happy.
want certain people to be happy. But it's just crazy. The way the world's set up right now, that's how it is.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, the little ones don't understand that mommy and daddy might not have it. You know, and you don't want them to feel like they're supposed to be enjoying life. They didn't ask to be here, so while they're here, you want to be like, hey, I want to give you everything I want to give you.
I agree.
You don't want to put a limit in how you don't want to put a limit on how you be a parent. So yes, I feel where you're coming from. I mean, like that's one of the things I am happy about that I have one child because it is a lot easier for me to do things for this one than if I had two or three. And that's the only thing. Like I said, I'm glad his birthday's in June, just like mine is, because we're able to split it up. Yeah, Dorian type or something.
Yeah, he said this is
Okay,
a time,
okay.
3 times that
Yes.
he wasn't able to get his daughters the gifts, and it was depressing. Yeah, because kids, like you said, kids don't understand. They think mommy and daddy have it all. because that's just what kids do. So if they want certain things and we can't provide it at that time, they don't get upset about it. Depending on if they're young kids, if they're really young, they're not gonna get upset about it as much as if they're like a teenager. Because teenagers, and they, what the, you ain't got no money or blah 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 blah, But I get it. It's just I try to make the best that I can. My oldest,
Yeah.
I can't give her what she wants. I mean, she don't really want much. But even when she was younger, I gave her everything. Nobody knew that I was struggling back in the days because I knew how to hustle and I knew how to make that money. Just like now, but now it's a little bit different.
But you gotta understand that the economy is different now.
Exactly. You're right.
Back in the days, our dollar went a whole lot longer.
Right. You're right.
There's things that I used to do back in the days, and I'm like, how did I make? Even with Hunter, it's like, okay, but I used to do this, and I used to be way more damaging with my money and get a whole lot more for my buck.
Mm-hmm.
Then now I'll be like, shit is kind of rough,
Kind of. Shit is rough.
So inflation. We got hit with inflation again. So it's crazy. It's economy is totally different.
The way the system is set up is not meant for us. So it's meant for us it's designed for us to fail and go through the shit that we go through.
Now, as parents or as people?
As minorities, period.
Oh, it's far. Yeah, Well, that's gonna bring up another topic for another show because people always get mad at me when I sit there and say, maybe I shouldn't use the word segregation, but my thing is, if we had our own doctors, I believe we would be a whole lot healthier because we have people who go through the similar stuff that we go through.
I agree.
If we had our own lawyers,
but then that's your choice, though, because
maybe
that's your choice because there are doctors out there for us. Like for instance, like what you're saying, when I was living in Harlem, my stepmoms had put me on to this black doctor, and it was great because, like you said, he knew. I mean, I was healthy. I didn't have any issues or nothing like that. But black doctors know what black people go through, just like
what we may face as a culture.
Exactly. It's like if you go into therapy, black therapists know how to treat black people. I can't, going through the shit I'm going through, and go see a white therapist. She doesn't understand how I feel. She knows the textbook answer, but she ain't never been born in the hood. She don't know how it is to be a young black man in the hood growing up. She can't. She just knows what she reads about. So I get it. You're absolutely right. That's why a lot of people didn't like Dr. Sebi. Because he knew what was going on. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. But like I said, that's another topic for another day. But right now we're still working on seasonal depression and how do one cope with it. But I don't think people know how to cope with it. I think people just know how to manage it enough because the fact that it's seasonal, there's going to be a time where it's not going to affect you no more. Like if it start hitting you October, about March, it's going to go away. So people just deal with it enough to the point where, okay, let me just get through the season and I'll be okay.
But that's again the way that us as a people we were accustomed. Because I think. Just to stray off the topic a little bit, I think as a minority people, it's in our DNA to know how to deal with situations because of the whole slavery. Black people, some Spanish people, minorities in general, we all suffer from PTSD, and that's genetics. Like people be like, oh no, it's not genetic. It is genetic. Like. If we didn't go through slavery, we wouldn't know how to react towards certain things, and we wouldn't know how to deal with certain things. So this is just my opinion. People may differ from it, but I feel that depression, PTSD, schizophrenia, things of that nature, I think those are all genetically bound. So what we went through, our people went through 400 years ago, even though it's not to the same extent as it is now, or maybe it is, we still have links of that in our DNA on how to on why we get depressed. I don't know about how a coping mechanism is with it, but because we all fucking get depressed over the dumbest shit. But like you said, I think we're just so used to going through that type of depression that when it comes, like you said, October, we got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming. Christmas is over, New Year's, okay, we good by February. So in our mind, we know, all right, we're gonna be stressed out for the next 2-3 months. But then once February come, okay, there's a relief. So we just passed it on and we learned how to deal with it. That's our coping mechanism. We haven't healed from it. We don't know how to not get through that again. We just deal with it and just say, okay, February's coming. I ain't got to worry about it no more.
And you know what's interesting about that is that a lot of people stress for this winter time, the season of the depression. It has to do a lot with finances, because we'll be stressed we'll be stressed from September to January. What happens? We got our taxes. So those of us who get some real money back, we're feeling a little bit better because, like, hey, we now got some money to do this or do that. But for most of us who are legit decent parents, we're literally going to spend it on our kids. Like, we're putting it away for, if the responsible ones might put it away for a rainy day. We might pay off this because we over-exceeded our credit cards. And stuff like that. And that's why I'm like, I realize a lot of people, depression die down after January, because once they get them W-2s, it's like, oh, okay, I'm like elated again. Like, I feel like I'm on top again. And I remember reading an article somewhere, and it was just saying broke people, well, I don't want to call us broke, but, the middle class, the lower middle class. Yeah, broke people. Like, we have the worst case of depression, and it has to do with finances. Like, people, like, a high case of depression, a lot of it has to do with the fact that somebody can't financially take care of what they have to take care of. And that's where the depression spawns from. Like, yes, a lot of us have other issues that we need to work out, but it was saying a lot of the issues that we have is because of finances.
I agree.
I
agree. Why?
And that's why
go through the same shit that we go through as black people. Because
no, they don't.
And for instance, when you talk about finances, my mom never taught me about credit. I had to learn that shit on my own, and I learned it in college. When you go to college, the first week or maybe second week in college, inside the fucking student center, there's mad credit card companies. They got a little table like, yeah, come sign up. You get fucking $5,000. Right now, as your limit. So, as a college student, niggas is like, oh, word, 5,000? Like, I can just go shopping, I can do what I gotta do, yada, yada, yada. Not knowing that, okay, after you spend that 5,000, you about to get a bill every month. Now, shit, I ain't got no job, I'm fucking a college student. So how the fuck am I gonna pay my monthly bill? Then the bills, you can get backed up a couple of months on the monthly bills, and what happens? The shit goes into collection. Fucks up your shit. White people don't do that. There was a documentary, not even a documentary, it was something that I saw either on Instagram or TikTok. It was about this white guy. Old white guy. He said how he was taught is what he did to his kids. His kids, he had 2 kids, a son and a daughter. He said when they was young, he opened up a bank account for them. Boom. Whatever. He said as soon as they turned 17, 18 and they went to college, he opened up 2 credit cards for them. They were in his name. He was the custodial whatever user. He was the main account holder, but he opened it up in his kids' names. He called the credit card company and he set a limit. He said, okay, the limit is going to be, for instance, $500 per kid. He was paying the bills off, but they were still joint users.
With the money he said.
So with the money he said, he was still paying the credit card bill of the kids, because he gave them a $500 limit. So they spending, but he's paying off the bill. He's the head user, but they're joint users. Now, what I didn't know until my adult life as well is you can be a joint user on somebody's account. You don't have to be You don't have to get a car. You don't have to get nothing. But as long as you're a joint user, and that person is paying off their bills constantly, that helps build your credit.
Your credit,
So
yes.
this is what he was doing to his kids, so that when they graduated college, the motherfuckers had A1 credit, and they were set. We don't do that as a black culture because we never were taught how to do that.
Shit, yeah, because you're right. You're right, because that's something we was taught the other way. Oh, you can't get something in your name, use your kid's name.
Oh man!
And then you set your kid up for failure.
And
you set your kid up for failure because now your kid got a credit. They got shit against their credit, and they're like 7. Like what the fuck?
On somebody for attempting to do that shit, right? Ariel was like,
that's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear now.
Bro.
And
her mom's,
her
mom's, her fucking, she fucked up her phone. So she went and got a phone in Ariel's name. So I'm chilling one day, I get a phone call, and the fucking caller ID said Ariel Hallen. Don't you know I went bananas? I was like, yo, what is wrong with you? I was like, this kid is 5 years old. Like, how was you going to get a phone in your child's name? You messing up your child's life. She wound up cutting it off like the next day, but it was just something to bring the thought of some people. But yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead. Say what you was going to say.
No. That's the reason why I brought it up, because I know there's parents out there who's ruining their kids' credit. And it's like the child didn't even get a chance yet. So now when the child get old enough, it's like, oh, well, your credit score is only this high. You're like, what? I never had a credit card or nothing. Oh, well, at this time in this year, you had cable in your name. He's like, what?
We're like, cable? Like, damn.
So it's like, so you started them off already behind the normal schedule. You know?
Don't know about
and another thing
literacy.
that we do,
we don't know about that. Like, we were never taught about financial literacy. Like,
you know
our
what?
Parents, they went.
And I realized this.
Go ahead.
I realize is that it's 2 steps to that. One, we don't know about it, and the few of us that do know about it, sometimes they don't want to share that information.
I agree.
And that's what I realized too. Like, yes, a lot of us don't know stuff, but instead of saying, "Hey, this is what I learned. This can help you out," you present it in a way where it's like, "How do you not know that? You should." I don't know it. Just like how you didn't know it and somebody told it to you, how are you looking down on me because I didn't know it? Instead of just saying, hey,
let me help you.
This is a good way to do this. This is a good way to do that. Yeah. You know, or, and this is where maybe I'm thinking too pro culture on this one. Everybody's talking about, okay, credit repair. Tell me how to fix my credit. But then they're like, oh, if you pay me. Like, wait, hold up. For the culture.
Exactly.
You're saying we as a culture can't move forward until we're all financially, we're financially literate. But the information that I need, you're charging me for.
I agree.
And it's like, wow. Like, so how can we sit there and say, okay, let me fight most of my depression because it's about money, but we have the tools to sit there and teach each other ways to get around this with the money, but we got to charge you. So it's like, well, now I'm more depressed because now people screaming for the culture and trying to take advantage of the culture. Like, and the only reason I speak this is because me and you both work for the city of New York. We watched how other cultures operate.
Of course.
They found out some information. They tell the other person, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to get it. And they share it. We're the only ones who keep information like that to ourselves. Because we only go, and we do it on the dumbest shit in the world. Oh, that's a nice shirt. Where you get it from? I'm not telling you where to get my clothes from, so you can look like me. What? Like, my man, it's a nice shirt. Baby, what's wrong with keeping tabs on that?
That's the culture that we...
Oh, I just did this and this and that.
Yeah,
tell me about it. Oh, inbox me.
That's the PTSD that we got from slavery, yo. We can't look better than the other brother because they might think some other shit. People are jealous, bro. People are selfish and jealous. Like the way I am, if I'm put on, my peoples is put on because that's just me. I don't want. Jay-Z said it one time. It was something that I quoted from Jay-Z. He said, I gotta remember it. I think because I posted it one time, but it was pretty much on the words or on the line of, if I'm rich and my friends aren't rich, and I'm not really rich. So that I'm just paraphrasing it. Those weren't the exact words.
I get an idea what
but
you're
it
saying.
was pretty much something like that. He was pretty much saying, if I'm doing great and my peoples ain't doing great with me, then I'm not doing great. And I'm a
You got a point. If my peoples are not doing, yeah. But it's the truth though. If we all struggling, even if one of us is struggling, we all struggling. You know, because we only as strong as the weakest link. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but yeah, that's all, and that's what it is. But like I said about for dealing with, we always go off topic, right? We always have to say tonight's show is about certain. Then we just we go down a whole rabbit hole. But yeah, going back to seasonal depression, my seasonal depression.
But that's a good thing about this podcast shit, because we normal people, we talk about different shit and then we get back to the same topic.
We talk about different shit, I try to have some structure in my life. I'm not the one that just, I'm like, I need to know what the hell's going on. Yeah, but my seasonal depression, honestly, ooh, who are you talking to?
Hello? I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Nigga, I'm here. You ain't hear me?
A lot.
Oh, fucking internet. This is laptop too. It kind of sucks.
I can hear you, but you break it up a lot.
Oh, my bad. Maybe I'm moving too much. Am I still breaking up now?
Yeah, I mean, it goes in and out, but I can hear you.
Oh, all right. So hopefully everybody else can hear me too. My seasonal depression hits me in the summertime. Because like I said, it's my son's birthday, it's my birthday, Father's Day. So that's when my seasonal depression hits me. Most people know my story that my first Father's Day as a father was my first Father's Day without my father. So that always kicks my butt. That always kicks my butt. And it's just the fact that every year Hunter get a year older, I'm like, you know what? This is not the life I imagined for my child. Like, not trying to say he has a bad life now, but I just thought I would be so more successful in life where I could just give him the world without thinking twice about it. So I get more seasonal depression around that time, around that time of year, because it's like, as he get older, I'm like, okay, another year's passed, and I haven't given him the life that I really want to give him. It also gives me that push to say, okay, do the next step and try to bring something more to the table, so next year it won't be, because he was here last week and he was talking about, Dad, I want to be rich because I want to buy a house that has an upstairs and a downstairs. So I'm like, he wants to live in a house. Like, he doesn't want to live in an apartment. He likes the idea of living in a house. So I'm like, okay, now how do I make this happen? Because I know this is something that he really wants. And so I'm like, I'm trying to figure out ways I can pursue and make things happen. So yeah, I don't know. But it goes back to the financial thing. Oh shit. No, I'm drinking water. I gotta Hey Toya, how's it going?
Oh Toya,
how's it that you in the room? But it only said we got 2 people watching.
Yo, it keeps telling you this thing is bugging out because it keeps cutting off.
Yeah, I know. I'm really not happy about that. I'm thinking it's the laptop itself, because my internet works just fine for everything else. It must be the camera. It must be the laptop. I'm trying to set it up. I'm gonna try to set it up on my home computer.
It says
Wi-Fi is really bad.
Yeah, it says your wife. She said your Wi-Fi is really bad. You got the bootleg Wi-Fi right
Yeah, I do have the bootleg Wi-Fi. I'm typing back. So continue, birthmark. Carry us through until I get my Wi-Fi working.
now. I'm with it. Toya, what's up, man? How you doing? How's everything cranking with you? She said your Wi-Fi is bootleg.
Yeah.
You're not talking to
Yeah.
me, no. I'm sorry. I was in Harlem that time for the what you call it, and I was supposed to hit you up, but I didn't get out of there until 1 o'clock because I was helping people prepare food for Thanksgiving, and that's why I didn't. But when I come
Oh.
back to Harlem, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna meet up with you so you know I can get the scarf from you because I love it and I can't wait to wear it because it's cold. So I hope that you forgive me for that because I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. That's exactly.
So
So yeah. So how's she gonna get her scarf now?
huh?
How's she gonna get her scarf now?
No, she made the scarf for me. I just haven't. When I was in Harlem, the last
Oh,
time
I
I was in
know.
Harlem.
I was on the show.
Oh yeah. When I was in
Yeah, I was on
Harlem,
the show when you said you
I
want
went
to.
to Harlem to what Thanksgiving Eve, and I went there to help. Like we usually do, we fix the food for the community.
Yeah, because I was like, that's crazy. When she gonna uh oh, let me see. Toya's calling in.
She's still calling in.
I hit the green button. I hit the green button.
Hi.
Okay. Oh wait,
Okay.
hold on. Okay.
So, happy holidays, by the way, everyone.
Happy
I
holidays.
was enjoying the conversation about generational wealth that
Yes.
Black people do not suffer from. The way that our can't even say white because I don't know if technically Jewish people are even considered white people. I know their skin color is white,
Yeah.
but are they really white? Because like when they did the whole Jews would not replace us foolishness, they were saying they were white. So are Jewish people white? I don't know. But I feel like as three adults who have children,
Hmm.
um, what are you, Birthmark, doing as a father to stop your children from having this debt? I
So
understand the phone bill issue.
yeah.
I do not promote the phone bill issue. I've seen it done to people. I mean, you know, it's disgusting. But what are you doing outside of the phone bill to ensure that both your children, I don't know if it's a boy and a girl or two
Two
girls,
girls.
two girl, okay, don't end up in that situation? Like,
So with my older daughter, she'll be 25 this month. Um, she
Damn,
has
son,
some
we
bad.
old. Shit.
Yeah, you old nigga. I'm sexy and young. But with my older
You older than me.
with
What the
my
shit?
older daughter, because she wants to be grown so bad, she is at the stage. I'm young.
that means he's
I'm
sexy.
young and
The people
sexy.
that were born in that year are sexy people.
Exactly. 77
Just
was the
that
shit.
simple.
77 was a
Hello?
good year. Oh, I
Hello?
don't promote Ciroc, but Summer Peach, Summer Citrus, very good. I used to, I switch it up. But um, like I was saying, my oldest daughter, she'll be 25 this year, and when she was growing up, I used to try to teach her about generational wealth and how to save and stuff like that. And she never did because her mother always fucking wanted to spend money. Her mother never had no money, so her mother always wanted to spend money that I was giving her. And now at this age now, because she's about to be 25, she wants to be grown so bad that she doesn't want to take my advice. She wants to do her own thing. She wants to. One time she told me that she wants to struggle so she can know how it is to struggle. And I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I heard in my life, but whatever.
It is.
Exactly, that's the dumbest shit I heard in my life. Who wants to struggle just for the sake of wanting to struggle? Like, get the fuck out of here. Especially since I tried my best, while she was growing up to try to give her and provide her with everything that she needed and give her the tools that she had so that she can be better. But I can't fathom that. I don't know what her brain is, but with her, like I said, because she's of the age that she is, she wants to be an adult so bad that when I try to tell her, hey, put this money aside, $5 here, blah 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 here, or if you want your phone to stay on, at least pay your phone bill. Fuck, I mean, she has a tendency to take Ubers everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Like,
Oh,
she is nothing wrong with her legs. There's nothing wrong with her getting on the subway. I can see when COVID first started, yeah, there was an issue, but prior to COVID, she was still taking Ubers. So it's like, you spending $40, $50 on an Uber ride, or $25, $30 a piece on Uber Eats and DoorDash, but then you broke two days later. And I try to tell her, I'm like, yo, like, at least put something to the side just in case. Because 2 days later when you broke, you calling me, Daddy, can you send me $50? Or I don't know if her mother sending her money, but I don't really care. But still, it's like, so when younger, I was trying to teach her, but now she don't really want to hear me. My 6-year-old, on the other hand,
Quick question.
yes,
When she hits you up, Daddy, can I? What do Daddy do?
before Daddy would give, now Daddy does not give, because another issue that we have is,
Because she wants to struggle.
I don't know, who cares? Another issue that we have is she doesn't call Daddy or text Daddy unless she wants something. And I had that issue with her since. So I raised her from the age of 5 to 16. At 16, she moved into her mom's house. So when she started to become like 18, 19, our relationship started to dwindle because, again, she would never call me. She would never text me. I would have to call her, like, yo, hey, I'm here. Like 4 months, 5 months would go by and I wouldn't hear from her. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm just busy. Okay, but you're never busy for your father or your mom. And you're never busy to call us to ask us for money when you need it. So now she's about to be 25 and the same shit is going on. Like, I'll text her, I'll call her, she'll respond, oh, I'm sleeping, or oh, I'm busy, I'll call you back, and I wouldn't hear from her. So it's to the point now where I don't want to deal with her. I mean, I love her to death. That's going to always be my kid, but I can't keep pushing her to want to contact me just to see it. I'm like, but I had a conversation with somebody, they was like, oh, I should get over it and just try to keep reaching out to her. But then I didn't agree with that because I'm like, I shouldn't have to keep reaching out to you. You're my kid, yes. I'm the parent, you're the child, but I'm never too busy for you. I worked 3 jobs. I was going to school, and I made sure that my business was to call my child and check on my child. Even when I was in college and I was 18, 19 years old, I spoke to my mother every day. Whether it was, hey, Ma, how you doing? Okay, bye. Every fucking day. Or if it wasn't every day, it was every other day because I was a college student partying, drinking, or whatever. But at least I spoke to my parent. This one, when I call her, oh, I'm busy, Dad, I'll talk to you later. Oh, damn, you too busy for your fucking dad? Copy. But that's that was going left field.
copy.
With the 6-year-old, the good thing about my 6-year-old is my 6-year-old doesn't want to spend like that. When people give her money, she gives it straight to me. We put it in her little pocketbook that she has in the house. When she gets money and she does shit, she puts the shit in the pocketbook. Like she would rather spend my money than spend the money that she got saved up, which is cool. I don't mind.
Very smart little
Very
girl.
smart, and I don't mind because she has money saved up. So say if she wants a game or a toy or some shit, and I don't have the money, which I would have the money because I'm gonna make a way, but I don't have the money, she can go and buy her own game or her own toy. But she's cool with it. So she understands the concept of trying to save, and then her mom is good with saving as well. Her mom say like they have a big ass jar in their kitchen where whenever they go when they buy stuff, whatever change is left over, whether it's dollars or coins, they put it in that jar and that shit just fills up. So she sees the part about it, and you know I think she's my 6-year-old. She's smart as shit, so she's gonna she learns and she's gonna know. If she's not frugal, so if she'll weigh out the situation, like she'll be like, Daddy, how much is that? Like $30. Okay, see that's $30 for one toy, and this toy here is like $5. Okay, let me get 6 toys because that's the $30. So she'll rather have more for the $30 than buy that one big $30 toy, and I appreciate that. And I guess she's I don't know, maybe because of me and her mom, but she learned how to do that shit on her own.
Well, for me personally, I what year was it? 2016.
Okay.
5 years ago, 2017, I started giving my son allowance, right? And I suffer from like a Napoleon complex.
You sure?
So whenever, not
Napoleon
really,
complex is when people are short.
right? But not physically always short.
Well, true.
Like I feel like because his father is not in the picture, I am always trying to compensate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you.
you know, so that's what I mean by my Napoleon
Okay.
complex.
I got you.
I've never been called short for a girl a day in my life, so I'm okay. Like, so this summer I got a job and he was going to police academy or whatever the police academy league. So I would take him to the camp.
Your son?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his friend's mother would pick him up. So I would drop him off like 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll start walking over, and I wouldn't see him till 7 o'clock that night. Right? So with my complex issue and what I could afford, I was like, every day I work, I'll give you $4. So for that week, you were getting $20 because there's 5 times 4 is 20, whatever.
Okay.
So I worked, the job ran for 7 weeks because Summer Rising was 7 weeks this summer. So I gave him whatever that was equal to, by September 1st, my man had $0.
I believe it. And what was he buying with the money?
I have no idea. Like, my son be doing this magic trick where I'm talking to him and he'll look through me. Like, he's 13.
Okay.
And I'm like, so what did you buy? Like, and sometimes Dumbo the idiot would be like, okay, here's $3 or here's $15. You and John buy yourself Bobo tea was the hit.
Yeah.
Or here is this. And I'm telling you, September 1st, like we were in Florida and I was like, so where's your money? And he was like,
He's like, money? What money?
Exactly. So it's not like, and over the summer I got him, Chase has this thing with the My First account, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I got him that. He won't spend that money. Because I'm like, whenever you swipe the card, please know mommy will know. My man does not swipe the card. He takes himself to school, has not spent a dime on that card.
Of course not. Because that's his money. He want to spend your
Of
money.
course not. That's it. Exactly. It's his money.
He ain't stupid. He's like, nah, I'm not spending this. Mom's going to give me $3 anyway, so I'm going to just hold on to my money.
And I did. I mean, I taught mad sugar honey iced tea.
Yeah.
But like one day, no need to co-sign the yeah. But thank you, sir. One day this week, I was like, here, buy yourself something.
I mean, my mom used to do that to me, too. My mom used to give me $3 a day. When I was in high school, my mom used to give me $3 a day. And I would come home with nothing because it was $3. I mean, but back then,
It's
you know,
$3.
in the 90s,
It was $3.
In the 90s, $3 got you a lot of shit.
Yes,
Yes.
Man,
Yeah. That's what
especially in
they use
Brooklyn.
as large.
hell yeah, in Brooklyn, what? I went to school at
Yes.
Clyde Barton. Yo, I got mad bags of chips, mad fucking 5-cent
I remember,
candies. Like I was
yeah.
living the life. Mike and Ike's was 10 cent then, and I'm a Mike and Ike.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What high school did you go to?
Clyde Barton.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
man, $3 was the shit. I been bought back nothing.
$3 was the shit. Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Hunter's not a big spender like that.
Oh, you're
But-
breaking up again.
I think. Oh, that sucks ass.
You got that private
Right.
Wi-Fi, bro.
Wow.
Hey, you know wrong with it. I had that shit too when I was
son.
looking at, so ain't no big deal.
Wow.
Nah, what I probably-
I got
what
it
I'm
now.
probably
Ain't
gonna have to
nothing
do-
wrong with my project Wi-Fi. What the?
It's not the Wi. It's not the Wi-Fi. It's
Private heat, though.
it's the laptop.
Yeah, it's
itself.
blaring.
old.
The air conditioner's on.
What you said, bro?
I don't have an air conditioner on.
No,
I said
you
no,
got
it's
it.
laptop. It's not. Oh,
What kind
yeah.
of laptop
Because
you got?
Hunter's. It's a Hewlett Packard, but
That's
it's like
why.
old, son.
That's why.
Old.
HP laptops suck.
Wait, why are you always doing things like that, son? Like, yo, first it was the iPhone stinks, then it was Project Wi-Fi, now HP. Like, what the
Hey,
fudge?
I can't help it. You guys are supporting all these trash ass companies.
I'm supporting whatever my
HP
bank
is-
account could like pay for. Okay.
I did that too, and then I realized I bought an HP laptop. I don't know which one it was, but I was like, okay, I was at Walmart and then I needed a laptop ASAP because the one I had crashed. I had another black HP laptop, and that shit crashed 2 years after me having it. So I was like, let me get another one. So I got a nice little blue one, like my sweater. It was a nice, pretty blue HP laptop. 3 months later, I'm having issues with it. Come to find out, the laptop that I had, it's called an HP Stream. The laptop I got is only good for streaming shit. Wasn't supposed to be used for saving, like saving information and doing shit with it. And I was tight because I needed that shit for school. So I'm trying to use it, and they keep telling me, "Oh, you don't have enough memory. You gotta get an external hard drive." So I bought an external hard drive. Still, shit wasn't working properly. Called HP. They was like, "Your laptop was not meant for doing any work. It was just meant for streaming videos and shit." I'm like, "Why the fuck y'all didn't? Why don't say this before you buy it?" They just trying to sell it.
I don't know because it was called the HP Stream.
Say it again.
It was called the HP Stream, right?
Yeah, but you supposed to tell me that.
I would have.
He didn't listen about the stream part. That part wasn't
I would've
important.
asked-
That part wasn't.
So, when you first said the name of the laptop, I was like, that shit don't sound right. I would have asked some questions.
And it was a nice
HP
blue.
Stream
It was a
with-
nice blue like my sweater. They had blue, they had purple, they had pink. I was like, "This is pretty." You know, I
Yeah,
can
no.
use this for
When they
school.
have specialized names like that behind it, I have to ask questions like, why is it called
Yeah.
the Stream? And he would told you it's
I
just for
learned my
streaming.
lesson. I went after that shit. I had to go. I went back. After that, I didn't go to Walmart no more. I went to Best Buy, and I got me my laptop I got now, and this shit is working very, very great for me.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What happened?
I felt like you said you bought it for when you were in school.
No, I bought
When you
that.
went
I
to
said I
school.
bought that laptop for school
Right.
because I was
But
going.
it
I
was
went
just-
back to school. I went back to school. I went to. I was going to Empire State College to finish.
Oh.
Finish my African American Studies degree. So when I was trying
Oh,
to write papers and shit,
nice.
yeah, I'm a Black History buff. So I was trying to.
I like.
When I was doing that, I was like, yo, I can't even save my papers. I can't even do what I gotta do. So I had to go to Best Buy, and I wasn't going to Walmart anymore. I went to Best Buy and got me a very good, efficient laptop that I take with me everywhere, and it works perfectly good.
Well, I'm not a laptop person per se. It's just I prefer my desktop, but the webcam shows too much in my living room. I don't want everybody in my house like that.
You don't want to see the
So
porn shit you
I
doing, huh? I get you.
nah, son. You know they don't. So I use a laptop so they can just see my face while we do this. But when I first tried to put it up on a big screen, because I have my computer running through my TV.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, y'all seeing too much of my living room right now.
Your TV got a webcam on it?
No, I bought a separate webcam that plugs into my computer.
Okay, copy.
But it's just my computer, but my TV is my computer screen. So
Yeah,
once I seen too much of my living.
So
Easy, you keep breaking up too, bro. I just want to let you know.
I know, it's this fucking laptop. I keep trying to tell you.
I'm telling you, it's HP. Get rid of that shit.
It's not the HP.
so
This
you
shit
want
is
me to
old,
answer the
son.
question? You
Of
also
course I
want to
do.
go back and forth. Okay.
Shut up. Go ahead.
So I dislike November.
Why?
I hate the month. No good memories. So I don't like Thanksgiving.
Is that a part of, since the topic is
Depression,
season
and,
depression,
like,
is it because of that?
Well, you don't have to go through details.
I don't believe. No, I'm gonna answer. I don't believe it's seasonal, but it's every November. So what is that? Annual depression? Monthly depression?
I mean, it could be seasonal too, because when I gave the definition of it, it says it usually happens in the winter time. So,
No, but it's not the win. Well, technically, that's still fall.
yeah, you're right.
But it's all the losses I went through in November. You know what I mean? And it was always all around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I used to get more depressed than I did this year. And so like when November 1st come, like I'm trying to make a conscious decision that November 21st is going to suck and November 25th is going to suck. So like I blare my music louder. I do more stuff for myself. I try not to come home with an attitude because it's not his fault, so he's not going to be my dog. So it's just the month is very hard for me, you know. And as someone who loved the leaves changing, I love just walking through it and the crunch, and I love fall, you know, and November is part of fall, you know what I mean? So November 1st, I'm literally like giving myself a pep talk. And some years I pray that I forget, but when you look back, you're like, you never really forgot. You just didn't cry that time, or you just didn't this that time. So this November, I tried to send my son with his godmother or grandmother, and they were both. His godmother was going upstate, and she was like, "Oh, he could come." I'm like, "No, you're white. There's a bunch of racist white people in your family. I want my nigger son back." So, no. I trust her, but like
Yeah, I get you.
one year we went to her family's house, and her aunt or somebody was like, "Oh, he's so sweet. You know, we have a yard. He should come over." And she was like, "You better not send that boy over there." So I was like, "How about this? He only comes to your house, not your relatives. We're not going." And when Trump won, I was like, "Oh, hell no, I ain't going up there." So everyone was busy. So I made ribs. He loves ribs. I went and like that's why talking to you that day, which was like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving Wednesday, and you're like, "Oh, make the scarf." I was like, "Bet."
Yeah, yeah.
And I did it like in 2 days because like it's so hard to count and think at the same
What
time.
do you mean?
When you're crocheting, you're counting,
Okay.
you know. So it's like whatever pattern, you gotta count it.
Okay.
So you can't think while you count, you know. And I didn't learn a new stitch or whatever the case is because then I wanted to do it, and I didn't want to say fuck it. If you see how much yarn is in my bedroom, trust me, I did not want to say fuck it. So I'm like, oh my God, I get to make this. And in between yours, when I finish it, what, Tuesday
Yeah.
to that Saturday after Thanksgiving, I did like 4 different scarves.
Did that help you? Was that like your coping mechanism? Did that
Yes.
help you? Okay, that's
Yes.
what's up then. That's
Yes.
definitely what's up.
Yes. Like he was in his room doing Xbox and talking to his friends, and a part of me don't want to do this. Like where Thanksgiving is all about being around people, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a hermit in my house. You know, I feel like I'm doing him some kind of injustice, but I'm just like, well, you're mine. Just go over there on that shelf for this weekend, and we'll all be okay. And that's like real talk. So this topic resonates a little bit because I'm not sure I have seasonal depression. I just know I despise November, the
Just
entire
November though.
month. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why I'm like, I'm not sure if it's seasonal or annual, but
I get depressed in Thanksgiving because I want to go shopping on fucking Black Friday and I don't be having no money. Cause,
well, as somebody who did African studies, I'm upset that you want to shop on
but
Black
that was
Friday.
then because I always wanted to just get the cheap
Yeah,
sales.
them
But
sales
now I
don't
don't
be
even
cheap,
shop on
yo.
Black Friday because I'm not shopping like that. I realize that my money needs to be invested in better things than me going out buying a fucking TV for fucking whatever size TV. That's not relevant to me anymore. But then I wanted that stuff. It was just like because I used to want to go shopping. I used to want to get nice shit and have nice stuff. But now it's like whatever. Black Friday shit. Thanksgiving, you know, I get why people want to celebrate it, but of course, we know the real reason and the real truth for that. Same thing with Christmas. I do believe in God, but Christmas and other pagan holidays, just different shit. But we do, stuff that they don't teach, you gotta learn on your own. So I get what you're saying.
That is true. I mean, I didn't know about Black Friday
Hmm.
until I was like in my 40s.
Most people didn't know
Yeah,
about that shit until they was in their late 30s, early 40s. Most people who
Yeah.
were conscious about it. Just like, for instance, another thing too, like I drink. So, Jack Daniels. I love Jack Daniels. I've been drinking Jack Daniels since I was fucking like 18 years old, 19 years old. But I don't drink it anymore because Jack Daniels, there was a man named,
Nearest.
I'm gonna Google his real name. I'll tell you exactly when I tell you the story. Well, his name is Uncle Nate. They call him Uncle Nate.
I think Nearest was
I
his
don't know his
first name.
first name though. Let me see. Uncle
And he was actually the man that brewed it. I mean, not brewed, but
yeah, he was the man that created. He's the man that did the recipe, all that shit. He created whatever Jack Daniels is today. He created it. Of course, he was a black man, Jack Daniels, in Lynchburg, fucking Tennessee. The name alone, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Like they
They just try to make sure you know what you're about to get your ass into. That's all.
Exactly. So they stole the recipe from him and they created Jack Daniels. And Jack Daniels is one of the world's most known fucking whiskey brands. And I love it. I love the way it tastes. But once I found out about that shit, I don't drink Jack Daniels anymore. And one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, but you drink other stuff." I said, "Yeah, but when until I find out about whatever that other stuff is, I'm not gonna do that either." But I just feel that and I tried Uncle Mary's whiskey and it doesn't taste bad at all. It doesn't.
So, I don't know. I became very woken or woke during the Trump administration. And in 2015, I was dumb as shit. Not that I'm not dumb as shit now, but I was the dumb as shit. And as the 2016 elections came and as they went, and you just start seeing more things like I'm not saying the veil is off.
Hmm.
It just slid a little bit, you know.
There's a little hole in it.
There's a peak.
Hmm.
And I used to drink Smart Water. I love me some Smart Water. I could taste the differences of Smart Water.
Hmm.
I do believe it tastes better than Poland Springs and all that kind of
It
good
does.
shit. Well, the Koch brothers own Smart Water, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
That is a Coke product. Yes.
And I can't fuck with them. The same like Goya beans
Yep.
when
Yep.
that guy
The whole
said
Goya
whatever
product.
he
Yep.
said. I don't know because I'm like I'm a nigga. I'm gonna die a nigga. You know, like I feel like I'm like that. What's her name? Rihanna said this, where she's like, I'm a black woman. I came from a black woman who came from a black woman who's gonna give birth to a black woman. Say, hey.
Hmm.
So it's like no matter what, I will always be black.
Yep.
You know, and I'm like, no, I don't. I feel like if us as a minority, which we're not, were to come together, we would be so much better.
Of course.
And that's where I put my flag. I will never, ever buy Goya products.
I don't buy them now either, and I've been trying. My brother, he makes some good rice and gandules, and he swears by it. And I'm like, but I tell like, I think I don't think that is. I think when people start to realize, I think when shit starts happening to them, is when they're gonna flip and stop doing certain shit. Like right now, like you said, you're woke because you heard of what happened with Goya. I'm woke because I heard of what happened with Jack Daniels. But I feel that a lot of people, a lot of our people, because the situation isn't totally directed towards them, they don't care. When it is directed towards them, then they're gonna also all of a sudden be woke and be like, okay, like for instance, like say if I'm just using that as an example. Say if fucking Tommy Hilfiger, which he's a racist anyway, but if Tommy Hilfiger says something to, I'm using Easy as an example. So Easy wears Tommy Hilfiger. He swears by it. Hilfiger already said that he don't like black people. So we already know that he's a racist, but Easy still wears fucking Tommy Hilfiger. Easy's not gonna care until Tommy Hilfiger comes up to him personally, calls him a nigga,
And
slaps
say
him,
nigga.
exactly, calls him a nigga, slaps him in his face, and do some other shit. Then Easy gonna be like,
Right.
fuck Tommy Hilfiger, and that's how I.
Well, I
people
mean,
are.
that's
They
yeah.
know that
That's
Tommy
yeah.
Hilfiger's a fucking racist, but they still gonna buy his shit because Tommy Hilfiger hasn't directly said anything to them directly, and that's fucked up because that's how
But
the white man is getting over. Yeah,
but the crazy part is that that's how our people still wear Timbs. Like he honestly sat there and said he didn't create Timberlands for us.
for black people. Yeah,
But every year I see people run out and
right.
tell me I'm getting fresh pair of Timbs, and I'm like, my man sat there and said, like he said, that's why I have a tree on the side. That's why I tie the laces up looking like a noose when you buy them. Like this is not for y'all.
Oh my god, I did not hear that,
He
but
didn't
now
say-
I see
He
it.
didn't say that directly. The owner of
No,
Timberland
he didn't say
hasn't
that directly.
That's other people said that about Timberland.
I did not know that, but
Yeah.
like I'm picturing the Tims now because Gerald's feet's getting big, so we went to DSW on 14th Street, and there were some Tims, and I was like, "Yo, gee, they're heavy, but you know," and we didn't get the Tims, but now I'm seeing it like it does.
Yeah, I mean,
It looked like a noose.
it does the way you tie the Timbs, but
It look like
again,
it is.
that was because somebody who worked for Timberland. It wasn't him himself, the CEO himself, but somebody who worked for Timberland. Again, they don't want black people to have certain things, so they said, yeah, the creator of Timberland or whoever the CEO was, they said that he said this shit. It wasn't created for man, black people, blah blah blah, and that's how it goes. And it's
All
just
I'm
like I
saying
said, certain
is-
shit. It's crazy.
My sketches ain't never
It's
come
not
with
gonna ever
shoelaces
change.
like that.
I got sketches. Sketches are very comfortable. I got a pair of sketches. Them shits
No,
are
I mean I just got a pair of
comfortable.
sketching boots for the winter, and I'm like,
I wore
the
them to work one
shoelaces ain't coming.
I wore them to work one day. One of my coworkers was like, "What's those?" I said, "They're sketches." He's like, "Why you wear sketches? Why you don't get no Jordans?" I said, "Because these are comfortable. Why the fuck I'm gonna get Jordans when they're not that comfortable? When I can get sketches and they're comfortable."
And you know what?
Skechers
As a
cost like-
person,
a good pair of sketches cost like $80, $90. So, what's the
Yeah.
difference? Because they sketches. I don't give a fuck about Jordan. I had one pair
That's
of
what it
Jordans in
is.
my life. One pair. And I was because I just wanted to know what the hype was about having a pair of Jordans. I had that one pair of Jordans and that was it. I never got another pair in my life. Because I don't give a fuck.
And a lot of people of our culture, they don't even know their foot. My thing is, some of them are born with wide feet. And they keep wearing these skinny foot
They don't
sneakers.
know if they what?
They be born with a wide foot.
Yeah.
Am I still? And they want to wear they want to wear LeBrons and Jordans and Durants, and I'm like, your foot is not made for that kind of sneaker. So now you're messing up your feet by wearing shoes you can't fit.
They look good. They look good. That's how it is. Our culture is so
You know?
fucked up. And then to digress back to what you were saying before, Easy, it's black people in general. We hate each other so much. You got Indian people, the Jewish culture. They all stick together. They all keep their money within themselves to make themselves bigger. We, on the other hand, if I see you doing good, I'm hating on you. I'm gonna try to fuck this shit up because you're not supposed to be doing better than me. And it shouldn't be that way. We supposed to stick together. That's why the world is the way it is now. That's why, like you said, with the Trump administration, that's why they're able to take over us and do what they want to do to us because they know that we don't give a fuck about each other. They know. They know that they can say, okay, Easy just got a new car. Birfmark hating on Easy because he got a fucked up car, and now Easy got a new car. So now every time I see you in your new car, I want to throw water or I want to throw an egg at that shit because that shit is better than mine. It shouldn't be that way. I should be happy if you got a new car and just hopes that one day that I can have a fucking car that's better than yours or that's as nice as yours. But that's the way our people are.
But and it's just not on that level.
Has been
And
instilled in us in slavery. House nigga, feel nigga. Oh
yeah, it has been, but it's still showing. It shows today. Like prime example, these versus battles that they put on TV. Why do they have to be called versus battles? Why we have to compete with each other? Why can't we just have a concert with two different artists singing their hits or performing their hits? Why got to be a versus?
well,
Why does that?
I agree. It should have been named differently, but the concept of it was just to put the music together to celebrate, the culture. I get it, but it shouldn't have been called versus because
It shouldn't be called
people get
versus.
in their head. Once you say versus, it's like, okay, I gotta get 20 hits that's better than yours, and I gotta talk shit about yours the whole time to see what's better than yours. And I agree with you on that. It shouldn't have been called versus. I get the concept of it, but it shouldn't have been called versus.
I get the concept because especially during COVID, you want to give the people a concert, something they can still enjoy and have fun with.
Yes.
But once you introduce the word versus, it wasn't about enjoying the music. It was about who's better than who. We seen that with Dipset and the Lox. It turned into a battle. We seen it recently with Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia. When they could have just been or when they could have just been in
We saw with Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy.
Exactly. They purposely pick people who they feel like is going to have conflict with one another instead of saying, hey, let's just have a chill session where we perform our hits.
As a Jamaican
The
that
best verses
really
was Beanie Man
enjoyed.
and Bomb.
Thank
and
you.
That was the best ever. Beanie Man and
Yes,
Bomb Tequila, that was the
yes.
best
And they
verses.
have been versing each other from a minute,
Yeah, 'cause
but
when they first started, they was against each other.
they always talked about who slept with who
Yep.
first, and
And I was
but
sitting in my bed, jumping up and down, dancing.
like
That was the best verses ever, and I'm gonna always say it. That shit was fire.
yes, I mean the memes came out real quick for Mr. Beanie, but I'm just like. I just remember back in the 90s and early 2000s where I was like,
Back then.
no, he did not just say that.
They was definitely going at it back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was feeding off of that. Yeah, let's get them on a versus now. Because they used to beef back in the day instead of just saying, like,
Right, but like,
wow.
like,
Okay.
uh-huh.
Go piss.
Y'all
He
can
said he had to
take
go
it, I'll be
piss.
right back.
Really? You can just say I have to go to the
I
bathroom?
said
Oh
piss.
my
I didn't say piss. I said piss.
god.
I think I did that last week. I was like, yo,
Yeah, the Big E said you said pits.
Oh, I said, oh yeah, he did say, yeah,
He
but
said
yeah,
pit stop.
no, he said, oh, yeah, he said pit stop. Okay, but yes, as I was just saying, yeah, we created a culture where everything got to be a competition, and it
I
takes
don't know
off.
if we created this culture. I
No,
just
we didn't
feel
create it.
like we're
You're
not
right.
um stopping it.
That's
You
what
know
it
what I
is. We
mean?
didn't create it,
Like for
but
me,
we, yeah.
like what is it? Not you're frozen, babe.
I'm always frozen.
Shut up, then. Anyway, um, I feel like so back in the 18 whatever before the freedom of slaves, so like 1840s, we were the best thing since sliced bread. They could count on us. They could this us. They could that us. And the day we became free, we became the problem. You know, and
Yeah,
just like I don't know. Like the more I think about it, like I don't know if you heard one time. So this was when Trump first became president, and Mitch McConnell. I'm gonna find the article. I'm gonna text it to you. And Mitch McConnell was like, "Oh, all Obama had to do was tell me why he felt like we shouldn't do this, right?" Because he kept on putting it in the Senate and allowing it to pass through, pass through, pass through. So Obama kept on vetoing, vetoing, vetoing it because they wanted to be able to sue any country. Like, remember what happened in 9/11? They wanted to sue us. They wanted to sue the people that bombed 9/11. So Obama is like, no, 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 no. So then he pushed it through, got all the senators to agree because that's when they had the majority. And when he found out that the nigger knew what he was talking about, my man literally said, well, if he had only explained it to me, I would have understood. So I feel like no matter what, you'll always be a nigger, you know? And we as a black people, because we want to prove that we're better than other people, are you going to conk out on me? Okay. Because we want to prove that we're better than other people, we continue to hold each other down to be the best. I guess Samuel Jackson in Django Unchained, to be that best house nigger in the house, we're going to pull each other down. So I don't feel like we started it. I just feel like as black people, intelligent black people, we need to, if you see a sister trying to come for the seat, get up and give it to her. You know what I'm saying? Not I too had a hard day at work, so why the fuck do I need to give it to her? Or if you see a woman going down the stairs with her baby stroller, help the chick out. Nah, she shouldn't have got that nigga to impregnate her. Where the fuck is that nigga? And da-da-da-da-da. I just feel like us as black folks, colored folks, poor folks need to like rise up and to stop being the crab that want to pull that other one down so you can get on top.
I agree.
agreed. I mean, the problem is that we preach into the choir. Those of us
Sure
who
is.
want, those of us who want to work together, are the ones, like talking to each other. Like, but it's the
Uh
rest
oh.
of the world that we have to. What do you say? Oh, for?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm saying, but it's the rest of the world that needs to hear this that's not listening or choosing not to listen. And that's the
It's the
problem that
younger
we always.
generation now.
I can't even say the younger generation because a lot of our generation
They
is just
feel
that selfish.
they feel that, like I've spoken to some people, younger generation, like in their 20s, like early to mid to late 20s, who are like, oh, who you like, yo, forget about slavery. It didn't happen. I mean, it happened then. We're not going through that now, so stop worrying about shit. And I'm like, but y'all don't understand.
In
Like,
the past.
yeah, they was like, oh, it's the past, day, the past, day, the past. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but y'all don't realize that we're going through the shit right now. Y'all niggas is spending money on Gucci fucking shirts, Gucci belts. Y'all buying Balenciaga shoes. Balenciaga and Gucci, them niggas don't give a fuck about you. You spending $100, you buying Yeezys. I get it, Yeezys. I don't like Yeezys. I think them shit's retarded. You spending $500-$600 on a pair of fucking Yeezys. What's Kanye doing for you? Nothing. But he's a billionaire.
And see, I blame that social media area. Like, you know, everybody want to give props to the celebrities, but these celebrities don't know you. Like, people will take time out their day. Oh, happy birthday to one of the illest rappers. Nigga, he don't know you. But your cousin that lived down the block, you ain't wish him a happy birthday. You ain't scream happy birthday to the top of your lungs like you did for this stranger. You know? They be quick to say, like, my thing is, like, prime example. I mean, I'm sorry he lost his child, but, like, Nick Cannon, he just lost his son. He got on TV to express it. Everybody and their mama talking about
Nick Cannon's 5-month-old son has brain tumor, and he died over the weekend.
Yeah, but everybody and their mother.
He's a kid with Mariah or no?
No. His latest kid.
His latest kid. Youngest child.
Yeah.
The child was only 5 months old, and
Only
he died
5 months.
from a brain tumor.
You know?
That happened.
I don't know, but everybody's offering their condolences, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but my thing is, you know somebody who lost an infant, you know? I don't remember you sitting there, you know, like, oh, you're going to do better, like, how are you giving this man so much condolences when somebody down the block...
Well, that's what... I'm sorry if I keep cutting you. It's just your, you know...
No, she keep cutting me, yeah.
I keep cutting because, like, you freeze, and I'm like...
You don't got Wi-Fi, you got Wi-Fi.
You got Wi-Fi.
You just disrespectful, sir. But, no, like, for me, it was... Okay, what was his name? I like teenage movies, leave me alone. Mm-hmm. He was in the he was in the second to last in the last Hunger Games. He's like the guy that has like 3 names, and he was addicted to heroin, right? Okay. And when he died from a heroin overdose, they did like a crackdown on who sold it to him and all that kind of stuff, right? And that totally pissed me off because I'm like, but what about Pookie that's in the hallway right now? Strung the fuck up. And y'all here doing what? And then Robin Williams committed suicide. Now, in Jamaica, I used to watch Tootsie because, you know, I'm old. And... You remember Robin Williams push it out in his breast with the pots, you know, the pot top or whatever. Yeah. So I grew up watching him, right? But I'm just like, there are people suffering from depression, you know, like Kurt Cobain at the height of his fame took his own life. But there are people every day suffering from depression that is not doing this, okay? And that is not, like, they don't have the resources. I would like to believe if I had Robin Williams' money, I wouldn't go out like that. I'm just saying.
No,
I would like to believe that money can make my dumb ass. Huh?
I would have found me a therapist to talk to. I would have been all right.
But that didn't matter.
I just felt like if I had money, I wouldn't have went that easy. Y'all would have to do an Aaliyah and kill me in a plane or some kind of bullshit like that. I'm not. I just feel like money helps.
It does.
Okay.
It really does.
So I don't know, but when I heard that the baby for Nick Cannon died, me loving children the way I do, I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like that touched me a little bit,
I got you.
but I feel like the best way to make this the best publicity ever is for him to like donate a wing in the St. Jude Children's Center
Hmm.
and name it after his child.
That's smart.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Because you, not that people are, I don't ever remember giving Gerald MRI when he was 5 months old or younger.
Hmm.
So we're not checking children for these things.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But this woman, I think this is his seventh child or a thousand child. I don't know. This woman had resources that a lot of people do not. You know what I'm saying? And this child still died. So I do believe that they should like open up a wing, or you remember when Beyonce gave birth to the twins?
Yeah, in Harlem
Or
Shut
was
Heights.
it
down.
Blue Ivy? She shut down the whole fucking
The whole
hospital.
She
wing,
shut down Lenox
the whole
Hill.
three, her floor, the top floor above her, and the bottom floor shut down. Nobody could
Exactly.
get.
Shut that bitch down, right? That's what they
Yep.
need. Like, he needs to add something in the city the child died, do like a brain cancer research that they could start testing it in your blood at birth.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, the amount of times they poke Gerald as a baby. Um, get a blood sample, take that sucker. That's how I feel like this child can memory can live on longer than the 5 months that he was able to breathe on this
I hear
earth.
you. I hear you. You're right. I was talking to somebody. I was talking to Will yesterday, my boy Will, and I was telling him we was just talking about life stuff. But we were saying, you know how many millionaires there are in the world today? A lot. You know how many, rappers and actors and actresses who got a lot of money. They all give to charities, but they only do that for a write-off. But we were saying, how about you just go into the hood and, for instance, just use an example. Say Easy has, because a lot of our people, we're not broke. We just have a lot of debt, which is preventing us from having the shit that we need and getting the shit that we have to get. So it's like, why is it that rappers like P. Diddy, who make what, for maybe 70, 80 fucking $1 million a year?
Dude, you helping him out, but continue.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know how much, but I'm just using an example. 70 million fucking you making a year. How about you go in the hood and say, okay, Mr. So and so, how much you owe? How much in debt are you? The average person, man, anywhere we could say the average person maybe $25,000 to $30,000 in debt. That's fucking chump change. They spending that shit in the strip club with dollars. Here, boom, I'ma pay your debt. Get your credit right, because now your credit's gonna get right because your debt is already paid. So
That's what Stacey Adams,
Stacey
what's her name?
Abrams.
Abrams, thank you, did for a lot of people that owed medical bills.
And and shit like that is good, because you talk about generational wealth. People talk about helping your community. Okay, that's cool. It's cool to build a school, but you're not building a school that everybody can get into. You're gonna build a specialized school that only certain people are gonna get into. But like I said,
Yeah.
how about you fucking take Mr. Johnson, and he's in $50,000 worth of fucking debt, and pay off his debt so Mr. Johnson can get his life back together. Now, if Mr. Johnson fucks up a second time, that's on Mr. Johnson.
But even if you
give Mr. Johnson
put
an
like,
opportunity.
yeah, even if you put stipulations on it, like, all right, I'm gonna pay your debt, but I want you to take these financial literacy courses so you don't fall back into debt.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's not hard, but it's like that. These people, they make money, and like I said, they wanna do book bag drives. Anybody can fucking get 500 fucking book bags and stuff fucking shit from Staples for $1 or Dollar Tree in them and give it to schools. I mean, it's cool. I'm not saying that's not good, because that is cool. But all right, after a couple of months being in school, that book bag is fucked up, or them fucking or them school supplies that you gave for that semester, they're gone. So what happens now? Mommy, daddy got to fucking go to the store and buy more shit. So, as a rich person, how about you? Like I said, just go into the hood where you came from. Nobody's saying you gotta get random motherfuckers. Go to the hood where you came from, where you struggled at, when your parents struggled when you was a kid, and say, yo, I got y'all. Whatever debt y'all got, write that shit down on the paper, or give me your credit report, and I'ma fucking help pay y'all shit so y'all can get y'all life back together. That's the only way that our people will succeed and start to get better.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
That Shay Michaels from Saturday Night Live, he did that, I believe.
And that's cool. We need more people.
Yeah,
like
Michael
you got-
Shea, he's
I'm not
he's
saying
from New
you
York.
can't-
Michael Shea,
I'm not
sorry.
saying you can't do what you want to do with your money, because that's your money. But when these artists, they get all this money and they just got money to just fucking do nothing with. Like, you got 20,000 cars, you got fucking 50 cars. You're not driving all 50 cars.
You can't,
You
technically.
can't. Not right. I mean, it's gonna take you a while to drive 50 cars.
At least.
But you know what? What I
So,
realize is
I'm not
that
saying you can't have 50 cars, but why don't you fucking? You got a Maybach. A Maybach is fucking $200,000. That $200,000 can help at least 5 or 6 fucking people.
Yeah.
But like
At
you said
least.
earlier, though, they want to seem like they're above other people. So I know Mr. Johnson got that Nissan Altima. So yeah, I'm gonna get this Maybach to show I'm better than you. I've succeeded more than you.
Exactly, and that makes no sense.
It makes
Or
no
if
sense,
Mr. Johnson
but
got that Nissan Altima. How about you pay off Mr. Johnson's Altima? That ain't shit. That's a $30,000, $40,000 car.
like
Like I
prime
said,
example.
you going to
Remember
the
when
club, you going to the club with your people to celebrate somebody's birthday? You got $50,000 in a stack of ones right there. You about to throw to these strippers.
Yeah, but that's what these people do. Like, first of all, like your boy Floyd Mayweather. Remember, he walks around with a bag full of cash. Just because. Because, he came from when he didn't have it, so now that he got it, he's gonna do stupid. He's gonna do shit with it. Same thing with Baby. Remember, Baby had spinning rims on his kids' Power Wheels.
He said money. He said money don't impress him no more.
Oh, Floyd?
What?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like, I mean, he had...
Yeah, I'll be watching this shit.
No, I mean, but this is just stuff that they do, and it's like, okay, like...
I remember that. But
Yeah, we was like...
that's niggas though.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, and I don't want to say this in a disrespectful way, but unfortunately, a lot of these niggas are getting the money, and then they do nigga shit with it. While me and you and Toya's on this call right now having constructive conversations about how the money can work for the community and build us up as a culture together.
About how you need to get new Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Why you don't just let him buffer and come back in? You just
buffering.
disrespectful.
They don't got no. And this is why when motherfuckers get money, they leave niggas behind. Look, disrespecting my Wi-Fi, yo. But when my Wi-Fi get on
I'm
point,
upset that you.
I'm about to give you the free nights and weekend plan.
I don't think that shit gonna work, yo. That's how this is
Yeah, bro,
fucking.
I mean, that's what it is. I don't know. It's just I pray that when I do become rich, because it's gonna happen. I've already thrown it in the universe so much, and it's gonna happen. I wanna pay it back forward. I'm not just gonna, open up a fucking community center. I'm gonna do that too, but I'm not gonna just do that.
Oh, because I want to do
that
that.
I know need help, and I'm gonna help them. Because again, I can't. If I can't help you, then I'm doing a disservice to myself. That's just it.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, I want to do stuff like that too. But I definitely want to add the knowledge part because I don't want to clear your debt and then you fuck it back up.
but then that's not my problem.
Right, exactly.
But-
That's not your
I know it's not my problem,
burden
but
to bear.
My
But I at
job,
least wanna
helped you out
yeah.
the first time.
But I at least want to sit there and say, I gave you the tools. Even if you don't use them, I gave you the tools to say, hey, you are now financially in a better place. Literally.
I disagree.
Like, if you're financially literate, you're now choosing to live this way. Because I gave you the information. I gave you a clean slate, and I gave you the information on how to stay clean. If you mess yourself up again.
Right, but not everybody. Okay, this is how I give. Okay, when you see somebody on the train, first of all, if it's a child, if I have a dollar, is she is getting it. That's just how I feel about children.
I agree.
But if I give you $1, like, and you're like, yo, I'm not gonna, I need something to eat, I need this, I need that, and then you turn around and go put that dollar up your nose, in your veins, smoke it, whatever it is, however it is you choose to do it, that has nothing to do with me. I gave it to you with a clean conscience. You understand what I'm saying? And whatever you do with it, that's on you. That's just how I look at stuff. You
I
understand what I'm
agree.
saying? Like, I believe, like, if I say, yo, Jonathan, all right, you're having a bad day, right? Let me fill in the blank. If after I fill in the blank, you take the blank and you go to the top of the Empire State Building and you throw it off, that's on you.
You decided to do that
Like,
shit.
I can't,
I
that's your
I
burden
get
to
that.
bear.
I get that, but we like we discussed earlier. Some people just don't know what to do. Like so, they're in a situation now because they didn't know better. I'm just saying, give them the opportunity to know better to see if they do better. If they don't do better, fine, that's on them. But at the same time, some people don't know better, and if you
Right,
teach
but
them
suppose this,
that when you clean that person's debt, they might actually sit there and say, you know what? I'm gonna take what you taught me and I'm gonna teach somebody else. Instead of just clean, like
well,
as they sit there and say, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's
yeah, about that. Sayings and me don't go well together because I could always counter it because, you know, but as a person that is thick, fat, whatever, I know what to eat and what not to eat. So when I went on the diet and I lost the 50 pounds in the year, right? But then, that famous November shit rolled around and I gained the shit back, you know? It doesn't mean that I don't need the help. It just means that sometimes, in my opinion, I may still struggle because you don't know how that person feels with the fact that, okay, let me throw a little shade, feel me up for a second. You don't like people helping you. Okay? So if and when I offer to help you and you're like, nah, I'm good, but I see that you need the help, you understand what I'm saying? Shouldn't I still be your friend after the thousandth time of you saying, nah, I'm good, still give you the help? That's how I look at it. Like, I feel like if I'm going to help you, I can't harbor any ill will. Well, he might do this or might do that. But if I can help you again after I helped you the first time, that's, call me stupid, but that's just who Latoya Tamika Mitchell, is
well, I'm not
I hear
saying,
what you're saying.
as a
but
person.
I'm not harboring ill will towards the person. You help them out, and they do whatever they do. But I'm just saying, give them the knowledge to make a different choice because we don't know if they was given that choice before. That's all I'm saying. Yes, help them clear up their debt, but say, hey, guess what? I have a financial class going on that can help you keep your debt low or things that you might not know that raise your debt that you wasn't aware of. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, okay, all right, you should do this after I give you the money. No, but here's some tips or here's some knowledge if you choose to use it or not, I can sit there and say, I hope you clear your debt so that you get a clean slate, and I'm giving you some knowledge that can help you out in the future. If you use it, okay. If you don't, okay. But I did my part to do everything I could, because just clearing up your debt, I think, kind of create a society where, okay, you're just gonna do it for me. Let me teach you how to do it for yourself, and then you can teach others. Each one teach one, right?
Right, but I still feel like sometimes, we fall down. You know what I
I
mean?
understand.
And I make, okay, true story. When I was in Jamaica, my sister would do something with the van money. So sometimes we would have to run home because my mother knew how to throw hands, and people don't call police the way they do up here, right? So there was this one place that I kept on falling down in front of. Literally every time Claudine spent that freaking money, I bust my head. Literally. If you ever meet me, there's an indentation in my forehead because I kept busting my head in front of this one place. You understand what I'm saying? You would think, I think I did three, four times, okay? You would think after the first time I learned. The second time I just did not learn. I kept on doing it. So I just feel like I see what you're saying, you know, and I'm just saying if you're still able to help that person, why not?
I agree. I agree. But it's only I'm not helping you as much. I'm not gonna help you because then I'm gonna become a crutch, and I don't want you to be. I don't want you
And
to
that's
be a
and,
crutch.
and that's
Help
what
you
I'm
once.
saying. That's why I sat there and said, help them once, give them the knowledge. If they mess it up again, I don't want them to feel like, okay, well, let me just go back and ask for more money. Like, whoa, wait. I mean, I know
But
I
I mean,
got.
of course, they're gonna come back and ask for money because that's just what they're gonna do. But
That's people.
yeah,
That's
that's
people.
people. But you just gotta be willpower to be like, nah, fuck out of here. I gave it to you, and you did nothing with it. So bye.
You know, and it's like, and it's not ill.
Yeah, I wish I was like that.
I mean, it's not ill will or hard feelings, but it's just like I helped you out. You chose to go this route with it. I can't keep helping you out because then you're just gonna be like, oh, I could just mess up again, and I'll just run back and be like, hey, I need help again.
And that's what I'm dreading when I do become rich with some of my family members, because a lot of my family members, they don't know how to manage their money. So they're gonna I'm gonna pay off their shit, and they're gonna be like, yo, Dwight, and I don't have a problem saying no, kiss my ass.
See,
Like,
first of all, you're good
be together with
because
my family, but I don't have a problem.
I mean you're good because you're willing to pay off everything. I'm like,
I would
listen,
do. I mean, if I had it, I'm gonna pay off everything. I want you
yeah.
to have, because that's just it is. Like, I want my family and my immediate friends that I call my friends. I want them to have a second chance at life. Who knows what the situation was? That fucked them up?
Sir,
Yeah.
before you go any further,
Yes.
you and I are friends, right,
Of
baby?
course. I got you.
Okay, just checking. Go ahead.
I want my people to have a second chance at life because who knows what they went through to put them in the predicament they're in. So, fuck it, I'm going to pay for it. I got you. I'm going to take care of it. Whatever it is, boom. Now, this is your second chance. You fuck up. That's it. That's on you.
That's it. That's
Don't
it.
call me saying, oh, I need, because I'm like, yo,
Cause
you need and you got.
it's interesting that you say that because I think about that all the time. If I make it big, I want to make sure my family good. So I would sit there and just figure out a certain amount that I would give to everybody and let them do what they need to do. You know, like here, I made it big. I'm gonna give you this certain amount. I want you to do. I mean, everybody but my mama. My mama, she gonna get whatever she need. But siblings, my nieces and nephews. This is how much you're getting. Make it work. Do what you got to do with it. But now, if you mess it all up, don't come see me again. I can't. You know. I mean, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna hold you down, but I want you to have a certain amount. So here, don't sit there and say, "Oh, I never get a break." You just got a break, a big break. You know. So
Sure, Alright, it's about to be midnight.
yeah.
I'm tired because I had a long night last night.
All right. Yeah. So yeah.
It
So
was a pleasure.
as always, we'd like to thank Toya for coming out. Shout out to Dorian who came
Thanks,
through
Toya.
earlier. We'll see what. I mean, I think I might cook up something special for next week. Y'all come through.
I think I might have some good shit too next week. I've been thinking about some stuff.
Yeah, well, let's politic throughout the week and we come up with some shit because I got an idea and we can work. We can definitely make something happen. and I'm gonna plug my Ethernet cord directly into the laptop. What happened?
Yeah, please.
You said that already a couple weeks back.
Yeah, I didn't buy the Ethernet cord yet.
Me or him?
Oh, sorry.
No, she's talking to me.
You sure you want
You
to
know me, I'm always here to help you out.
You sure you want to put it in that Hewlett Packard? That shit might blow up.
Ooh.
Yo, that's gonna be cool. Nah, imagine that shit on live. Yo, Big Easy computer blew up. I bet you get mad views on YouTube though.
Boom.
Watch me be a TikTok sensation. Exploding
Hell yeah.
exploding laptop guy.
Plug your shit up to a Hewlett Packard. Boom.
Boom.
Wow.
get that one voice. When you plug up the Ethernet cord directly to the Hewlett Packard. Boom.
Boom.
Boy, yeah. All right, but thanks for coming out. It's been a beautiful night. Stay warm because the temperature dropping. It's cold.
Conversation.
It's brick out. Yeah, this was a head.
But it's gonna be 65 degrees on Saturday.
33 degrees. How much?
65 on Saturday.
Well, no,
Pom pom shorts.
I'm gonna be in 85-degree weather by the pool. So,
Oh, that's right.
Must be nice.
That's right.
I'm gonna be chilling. So, but y'all have
Well, safe trip.
Yeah, have a good night. Easy. Next week we're gonna do what we do again. You gonna be live from Florida.
No, I'll come back early that morning.
No, he'll be back.
I gotta go to work the next day. I'll be back.
Okay. Copy.
Yeah. So, I'll at y'all. Thanks for coming out. 100.
Have a good night.
Night.
All right. Peace, y'all.